Good evening, guys, and thank you all so much for joining us for our debut show right here on the OpenMic Broadcast Network. You are tuned into Outspoken. I am your host, Andre Davis, and alongside of me is the lovely Toni Hall. How you doing, Miss Hall?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today, Andre?
I'm doing pretty good. First of all, let me say congratulations this past spring for becoming an AKA. I don't know if am I allowed to be in the same room with you right now? I think I need to step back
and
bow down a little bit.
But thank you. I do appreciate you because that was a lot of hard work.
Really?
Yes.
It
feels good to be over.
What I was about to say is, was it all worth it?
It was all worth it. But if someone asked me the other day, Toni, would you do that all over again? I said no. Never.
You know what? I find that so interesting because I hear that all the time. A lot of people always say, "Oh man, it feels good. It feels good for it to be over. I'm just glad it is over.
Right.
Don't ever ask me to do that again."
Right. Honestly, hey, it was great. It was a great experience. Man, I learned so much. But if you told me I have to go back online and do all that over again, I'd be like, "You're crazy."
So the stress was real, basically.
Was it? Oh my gosh. Shout out to my Spanish teacher for giving me a C because she just didn't like me.
Man, when you got a shout out, when you have to give a shout out for a C.
Yeah, she gave me a C for helping me out because being online, I did miss a lot of class. And yeah, I was able to pull out a C in Spanish. So shout out to you, Spanish teacher.
Andre Davis here with Toni Hall. Again, guys, thank you all so much for joining us here on the OpenMic Broadcast Network. You are tuned into Outspoken. Outspoken is a variety talk show with the coverage of sports, campus news, worldwide entertainment, and worldwide news as well. This show also gives students the platform to speak out and unleash their issues and concerns, not only with the university, but just as a young individual as well. It is Wednesday, September 9, 2017, and we're going to get right into it. So starting off, as we all know, there was a week delay of school due to Hurricane Harvey out in Houston.
Yeah.
Just the tragedy of the storm.
It was really bad. It was crazy. I was tracking the storm from the beginning to the very end to where it just became a little baby rain cloud. I was tracking it since then, and my heart and my prayers goes out to everyone that's been affected by the hurricane. You guys are in our prayers, and Houston strong, Corpus Christi strong, Victoria strong, the state of Texas strong, the state of Louisiana strong. You guys are in our prayers, and I know we can overcome this.
Right.
I know we can.
And, and I'm from Dallas. We definitely don't deal with hurricanes. We definitely have your tornadoes and everything like that. I've actually been in a tornado, but never dealt with a hurricane. So when I first found this news out, it definitely raised some eyebrow because I didn't know how to handle it, and what should I do and everything like that. But the one thing that I really enjoyed during this entire process is how we were able to come together as a community and help those that were in need. I can't count the number of times I've gone on my Instagram, my Twitter, and I've just seen just so many people that's willing to help. Yeah. It amazes me that in this moment we're looking beyond ourselves and we're willing to help those that need it the most.
Yes, I thought that, man, that really took my heart.
Right.
For example, I know there's so many people that are out there helping people, but I saw J.J. Watt.
Oh, my goodness. His campaign is amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
It is amazing.
Kudos to you, because I remember one time I got on Instagram and said, I think 200,000, and now he's got 50 million?
It's like 50 million, and I believe they're reaching for at least 100 million. Yes. It's like the thing is with JJ, he's been every time they reach with the set that they set up, every time they reach it, he sets the bar even higher. Yes. That lets him know that, okay, we've done this. I know we can get to here.
Right.
He has he keeps resetting the bar every time, and every time they're meeting it.
Right.
And another thing that amazes me is that it's not just people from Houston that's willing to help out people from Houston. I've seen people from all over, people that are not even from Texas, and they're hearing about this tragedy and this natural disaster, and they're willing to help out. They say any way you can help out, we definitely appreciate it.
Yes, I think shout out to everyone that's put their pride aside, put their important events aside to help these people out. You guys really, truly, truly, that is what you say. That's when I see stuff like that, that's making America great again.
Right.
Okay, honestly, because you're over here helping out someone you have no clue who they are. You're donating your hard-earned money, your clothes, your food to someone that you don't know. All you want to do is just help that person.
Okay.
And I that is tremendous to me.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Toni. You know, just because we're agreeing right now, don't think that throughout this show we finna continue to be agreeing with each other. Because I got some stuff lined up today that I know for a fact we're not gonna be on the same page.
This
but
is gonna be interesting.
I'm interested to see. But
I'm stubborn.
And I do want to let everybody know that we are going commercial free here today on Outspoken. One more thing I want to mention before we move on is I want to let everybody know that just because you can help out with this Hurricane Harvey situation in terms of giving back to the community, it's not about, I want everybody to understand that it's not just about giving back money.
Yeah.
It's not just about giving back food or giving back clothes. Although all three of those things and beyond is very necessary because a lot of people lost a lot of stuff during this hurricane. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the times, if you're just sending out your love, your prayers, keeping everybody that was affected by the storm in your prayers, that goes a mighty long way than just giving money or giving clothes or giving food. So I just want to throw that out there. Moving right along, Ezekiel Elliott. And you're gonna find out, Toni, that cause I'm a Dallas man. I'm from Dallas, and I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So during this entire Ezekiel Elliott process, I just been on the edge of my seat this entire time. So news came out yesterday that, according to Harold Henderson, Ezekiel Elliott will upheld the 6-game suspension on Ezekiel Elliott will be upheld. However, Ezekiel Elliott's representatives are not pleased with this. In fact, we know that they're not. And according to them, they're still gung-ho on this whole conspiracy against Ezekiel Elliott. For those of you that are not aware, Ezekiel Elliott has been ongoing a domestic violence situation. Well, the investigation that happened over a year ago, right after Ezekiel, about a couple of months, starting in July, right after he was signed to the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, it's crazy how, like, some people, they just pop out. Mm-hmm. Once you start being successful, things will just come out of nowhere. It's crazy.
And the thing is, so now they're saying that, of course, the 6-game suspension will be upheld. However, they are allowing him to play this Sunday against New York. That was a sign of relief for me because, as we all know, New York has been a killer for Dallas, and they always seem to schedule New York as our season opener. It's like they like that. It's like they get a kick out of that.
No clue why.
Of watching us struggle against New York on the as our season opener.
I think they have money down.
But also we have to mention that, of course, Ezekiel Elliott's representatives will be taking this to court. And if and when this does go to court, Ezekiel Elliott will be able to play throughout the season because he can't start on the 6-game suspension while this is taken to court. Same thing that happened with Tom Brady with the whole Deflategate situation, and he was able to play in 2015 when it first happened because his representatives took it to court as well. So with Ezekiel Elliott, I'm gonna ask you right now. Did you think he do it? Do you think he did it?
Oh, Lord have mercy. This is like
Don't let me down, Toni.
Situation.
Oh, we know he did that. That was on film.
Honestly,
that was on camera. We saw him drag this girl out the elevator.
He did.
We saw that.
Yeah, you know what? That was a horrible comparison. I really wish I wouldn't have said that.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I said don't disappoint. You did.
Yeah, look, you said we weren't going to disagree this whole thing.
But I said don't disagree. We don't disagree when we talk about the Cowboys.
This is what I personally think. I feel like it's not as dramatic as the media is portraying it to be.
Okay.
That is what I'm feeling. Okay. I'm not saying, hey, beat your girlfriend up. That's not what I'm saying at all. No. I'm just saying that the media is portraying Ezekiel Elliott, the whole situation, worse than what it actually is. Because do they really have proof?
Well, they say that they have what they call substantial evidence, and mainly they're talking about photos, that they have photos of the victim and everything like that.
Photoshopped.
But the problem is, and speaking of Photoshop, I saw one of the pictures. It was of a cut of the girl that she got on her elbow. I mean, something that's, I've seen kids fall off a bike and have a worse injury than that.
Same.
The problem is, I just don't like the fact that her testimonies have been inaccurate this entire time. Multiple people have already said that's been working on this investigation has already said that she is not a credible source during this entire investigation. And they say that, so do you remember back on St. Patrick's Day with Ezekiel Elliott when he pulled out the woman's breast and everything like that? So now I just want to state this for the record. Everybody's saying that, well, no, the NFL said that that they didn't consider that during this entire investigation. Man, look. You are a NFL player caught on camera pulling out a woman's breast on a boat. You mean to tell me the NFL didn't consider that in this entire investigation? I'm not buying it. I wholeheartedly disagree. Now, if he did in fact do it, I say, well, he got off lucky.
Very, very.
Because it should be more than 6 games if he did it. Now they said that this incident happened on 5 occasions in the month of July. Oh, wow. If you look at these dates, I believe starting from July 16th all the way through the 22nd or 23rd, I believe, or something like that. These incidents were 2 days apart. Each one, ironically. Yeah. So you got something happened on July 17th, and then it jumped to July 19th, July 21st, July 10th. Like, they are 2 days split apart. Then my thing is, so you mean to tell me, you put your hands on her one day and said, okay, I'll leave alone for a couple of days. Let it heal a little bit. And then I come back and, see, have you had enough? No. Yeah, I put my hands on you again. It's just so much ups and downs, and just so much inaccuracy that's been going on with this entire investigation. And I'll admit, when I first saw the 6 games, when the news popped up on my phone, I nearly cursed because I was in a room full of kids. I was a camp counselor this past summer, and I was for real. The kiddos almost heard Counselor Andre just be inappropriate, because when I saw it, I was like, what the. And I had to catch myself because it was just, I was like, 6 games? My goodness. Then they said, well, that's technically, after the whole Ray Rice situation, they said, okay, so from now on, the minimum suspension we're going to give for any type of domestic violence situation is going to be 6 games.
Okay.
But my thing is, okay, number one, so you mean to tell me we went through over a year of investigation for an already predetermined outcome? Basically, it's like, okay, so 6 games, yes, but that's just going to be the very minimum if, in fact, we do find hard evidence, which it wasn't hard evidence, on the person that's been accused of it.
Right.
And it's just almost funny to me. It's like back when it first came out, the NFL, the police had nothing. The police didn't charge. He didn't get charged with anything with the police, but the NFL was like, okay, hold on now. Just because you think you cleared with the police, that don't mean we're not going to do our own investigation, because we don't want anything to spring up out of the air that we had that we didn't know about.
The NFL loves to protect their reputation and their players. So kudos to you, NFL.
Kudos. Kudos, all right. I can't stand Roger Goodell. Okay, so moving right along. So Dallas versus Giants. This Sunday, who will win? You better not disappoint me again. We're going to cut this show short if you do.
I need the world to listen to me. Because, I mean, I'm not a crazy Dallas Cowboy fan. But when Tony Romo I think he was either injured or really when they brought the other quarterback up, okay?
Dak Prescott.
I don't know his name. Excuse me. But that's when I kind of started focusing on them. When they started winning games, like, how did your second string quarterback be better than Tony Romo?
So you're talking about Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing is, and if everybody remember, they drafted Dak in the 4th round.
Right.
Of the 2016 draft. Of course, and he came from Mississippi State. The thing is with Dak, that I'm not sure if a lot of people know, Dak pretty much has been a backup quarterback, at least starting out, since he was in high school. He said, he spoke on this story, he said, ever since I was in high school, I've always started out as a backup quarterback, and somehow the starting quarterback gets hurt, and then I get a chance to get in the game and prove myself. It happened when he was in high school, it happened when he was at Mississippi State, and it happened when he got into the pros. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, before Tony Romo got hurt, we already knew that, okay, this is going to be another washed-up season, another mediocre season down the toilet. And I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I also tell the truth. You know, I'm not an unreasonable Cowboy fan as most of the people out here, most of my Dallas Cowboy fans are. You can't tell the Dallas Cowboy fans nothing about them Cowboys. So
those are the worst kind of fans right next to the San Antonio Spurs fans. Right next to the Cowboys and Spurs fans, they go hand in hand.
We're going to get along just fine because I can't stand the San Antonio Spurs.
I like the Spurs because I am from San Antonio, but those fans are something else. I'm not going to lie.
I spoke too soon.
You spoke a little too soon. But going back to it, I have high hopes in Dallas.
Really?
I have high hopes in Dallas.
So you think Dallas is going to pull it off this Sunday?
I do. Even though I am an Odell Beckham fan, I do.
Oh, my goodness. You can't be on both sides.
I know.
You can't sit up here and say Dallas going to win, then you say, well, I'm an Odell Beckham fan, too.
Well, look, he's got great looks. So,
are you talking about his physical appearance or just...
Very much physical
appearance. My goodness. I can't do a show. I can't do a show with a woman about Odell Beckham without talking about... Girl, have you just seen just when he come out there in the field, he be in the short shorts and he just be looking good.
His hair just be flowing.
He missed that ball just now, but it don't matter because he looking good.
Andre,
I can't have it
on the dime.
I can't have it. Well, you know, and speaking of Odell Beckham, you know, the New York Giants also added Brandon Marshall to the offensive repertoire, who is going to be lined up on the other side of Odell Beckham. So, I mean, the only way Dallas wins this game is if we're able to match up with the Giants points wise, because our defense, secondary in particular, Lord have mercy. And you talking about you got a bunch of rookies in that secondary because we gave up a ton of our secondary in the summer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the off season. So when you're talking about a bunch of rookies in the secondary, never played on that level before, you're talking about going up against arguably the second best wide receiver in the league, right? Well, the second best or third wide receiver in the league right now. And then you got Brandon Marshall on the other side, who's another powerhouse wide receiver. It's gonna. I'll say this: they're not gonna be playing man coverage that game.
No,
it's not gonna happen.
No,
but
not at all.
As a Cowboy fan, I'm gonna take my Cowboys, the star.
As
this
just
Sunday.
A fan of football in general, I'm just gonna say the Cowboys. I mean, I really want to see the Cowboys get another ring. I feel like the day that happens, the world is gonna stop literally spinning. And everyone's going to celebrate. Like, that's going to become a national holiday. I can't wait for it. I'm excited.
I tell you what, I'll be there in Dallas waiting for it.
Oh, that parade that's going to happen? Oh, bro.
I won't hold my breath on it though.
Yeah, I know.
My thing is, my thing is for me, I'm all about baby steps. You got a lot of Cowboy fans out there that's always, oh man, this year gonna be our year. Oh, we gonna do it this year. We gonna win it all this year. How about baby steps?
Right.
How about first make it to the playoffs? Okay, we did that last year. Okay, now how about getting out of the first round now? Okay, last year technically it wasn't the first round, but that was only because we had a bye week because we had an awesome record during the season. So we had the bye week of the first round. But as far as actually getting out and actually playing against another team, for the past 2 years, Green Bay, my goodness. The year before that, the catch on the side, well, the Dez Bryant catch that they said wasn't a catch. This past season, a sideline catch.
Right.
About to go out of bounds, just a... I don't even know what to describe it, but it was just... I got angry.
Yeah, I can see the anger.
It was a desperate catch on the sideline, and they win by a field goal. Just getting past Green Bay and moving to the second round. So for me, I'm all about baby steps. Okay, let's make the playoffs. Okay, we made the playoffs. Now let's try to beat a team in the playoffs. I'm not all about, oh man, this year gonna be our year and this year gonna be. Even though, okay,
glad you're not like that.
I can't be.
I don't know if I can sit here with you. Honestly, I'd be like, nope. I just go for the Giants just because.
Oh, then we wouldn't get past the next topic.
Honestly,
if you sit up, we will have a phone. So I mean, because I understand it. I mean, you do have Dak Prescott, you do have Dez Bryant, you got Cole Beasley, you got Jason Witten, you got Terrence Williams. You got arguably the best offensive line in the league. You got all these weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Scoring should not be a problem for you. I'll say that. Exactly. That's why I feel like the only way we can possibly win this Sunday, even though you do have Ezekiel Elliott, is the defense, particularly the secondary, that really concerns me. So I feel like the only way we can win is if we match up with them points-wise, and it may come down to who has the ball last.
You know what? I was just about to say either it's going to come up to whoever has the ball last or it's going to come up to, like, a field goal.
Field goals make me sweat now. Ever since that last game against Green Bay.
Honestly, it's gonna be those two. Man,
again,
that was good.
Again, Andre Davis here alongside the lovely Miss Toni Hall.
Hello, y'all.
You are tuned into Outspoken. It is Wednesday, September 9, 2017. We are going commercial free here on our debut, so we're gonna keep the show rolling. Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor.
I knew this was gonna come.
The road down. I had to. And you know what? I know this happened nearly almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But by this being our debut show, I had to put it on the list.
I'm glad you did.
I just had to. So the clash between two titans, one in the boxing world, one in the mixed martial arts world, coming together for just they threw down. I will honestly say now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't pay for the fight.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't throw down.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Look.
They didn't what?
Rounds. The rounds lasted like 5 seconds each.
What are you talking about? It was 12 rounds. It went to 10.
I know, but still, like... That was just, it was crazy.
Floyd gave y'all what y'all wanted to see. What did he say? What did he say before this fight? This fight will not go the distance. He said that. He said that in multiple interviews. This fight between me and Conor McGregor will not go the distance. And to say that it went 10 rounds, I say he gave him a heck of a fight. Let me tell you something. Floyd gave us the fight that we should have gotten when he fought Pacquiao. The fact that they drew that fight out for a long time, specifically because of Pacquiao, because he didn't want to take the drug test because he quote unquote don't like needles or whatever. That fight took so long to develop. To by the time that it finally came around, one, we didn't really care that much. Then on top of that, it was a mediocre fight to begin with. So I feel like by this being Floyd's fight, I feel like he finally gave us the fight that we have been waiting for him to give us for a long, long time. He didn't run. He didn't dance around the ring. He didn't play defense the whole time. And I tell you what, that fight. I've never seen Floyd miss so many shots.
I'm not going to lie. It was a little disappointing, okay? Money team all day. Hashtag money team Toni, money team Toni Hall. Like, money team. But I completely agree. He missed some stuff. He missed some punches.
He missed a whole lot of shots.
And I was just like, no. We don't do that. That's not what we do.
because Floyd is not known as the attacker when he fights his opponents. His style is playing defense, let you attack, and then he counters you with the power punches.
Right.
But we saw in this fight, he kind of switched roles with that. After about the third or fourth round, and when he talked to Stephen A. Smith and everybody else during the interviews, and they asked him what was his strategy, he said, according to him and his dad, that they decided they were just going to, hang back a little bit, let McGregor throw his wild punches in the first 3 or 4 rounds, and then we're going to go to work. McGregor has never went 12 rounds of boxing in his entire career.
And you could see it on him. He
exactly.
was exhausted.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because it befuddles me that during his interview, his whole idea was, okay, you should let me fall. You remember when in the 10th round when Mayweather had him on the ropes, was about to end him. Yeah. And the referee got in the way, and he stopped the fight. Of course, I guess by him coming from an MMA background, they take it. You get taken to the ground on MMA, and a lot of times fights are stopped on the ground. Well, it ain't MMA. This is boxing. It's completely. The only time it's stopped on the ground is if you get knocked out.
Exactly.
And then you got a referee in your face counting to 10, saying
no remorse.
saying, look, you got 10 seconds to get up off your feet, get up off your butt, get on your feet, and continue fighting, or it's done. So my thing with that is, look, man, one, you should have seen your face. You were gassed. Around about the 8th round, you were gassed.
Right.
You had nothing. And in that 10th round, Conor had gone an entire minute without throwing a punch, without throwing a single punch in that round. You were running from Floyd.
Big.
You were gassed, but that fight, I tell you what, that night I was up. Up until the fight started, I was trying to figure out how I was going to watch this fight. I knew some people was going to stream it online, Twitter, Facebook. I ain't going to lie, I didn't buy the fight. You ain't right.
No, not at all.
You ain't right. You should have bought the fight. What's wrong with you?
No, sir.
You should have bought the fight.
Thank you so much, Twitter, for live streaming the fight. At the same time, Hurricane Harvey was coming over us, so...
Yeah, I had to.
There was no way I was going to spend my money.
I had to.
It was either that or pay for some type of damage.
I had to put that on hold for a minute because I said, look, I'm going to watch this fight, but I ain't about to pay $100 for it. Pay-per-view we're trying to charge $100 for that fight. But you know what?
You lost your mind just a little bit.
But you know what? I will still tell people out there, I will argue anybody out there that actually bought that fight, and I didn't even buy the fight, but I will still argue with them and say, hey, you got your money's worth with that fight.
You think so?
I think you got your money's worth. Now that I go back, I would... Okay, I probably still wouldn't pay $100 for it. Okay, but at 50, you got me at 50.
50, maybe 50.
I pay 50 to watch that fight over again. Yeah. If they want to have a rematch, it ain't gonna happen. Floyd is done. He is through fighting.
Back into retirement. He just came out for retirement. He said, "Hey guys," and then now he's gone.
And you can tell in that fight that, okay, Floyd, you can tell you ain't fought in 2 years.
I'm not gonna lie. He looked a little rusty now.
You get a lot of
a lot of rusty. I'm not even gonna lie about that.
You can tell that you ain't fought in a couple of years. Yeah. The way you throwing them wild punches. Man. I tell you what, if he would have got in that ring with a Triple G or a Canelio, I don't know, Floyd. I know you, Floyd Mayweather. You the money man, 50-0, never lost a fight.
50-0.
I get it. You've never been beaten. I get that. But you're talking about a young fighter, someone who actually has boxing background. Because you got to remember, Conor McGregor has never had any boxing background.
Exactly.
But you're talking about somebody like a Triple G or a Canelio. They get in the boxing ring with you. And you fight that same fight you fought against Conor with them wild punches, even though you connected on the power punches. But them wild punches, I don't know, Floyd. I don't think Floyd would have won that fight.
I agree. I think that would have been like a 12 round.
Yeah,
maybe 12.5. That even exists.
Andre Davis here, along with Toni Hall. You are tuned into Outspoken.
Outspoken. I love the ring of that.
I do too. This is Outspoken is what it is. We are outspoken about anything. We are located in the MSC, in the student lounge, where students come. It's a ghost town right now because Holla Back is going on.
Holla Back, yeah.
Holla Back is going on in.
Shout out to the Panthers.
In the Panther Stadium.
You know they play tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Woo!
They play against the number 3 ranked team in the country in the FCS, Sam Houston.
How do you feel about this?
How do I feel?
How do you feel? First off, I want to, give PV and Sam Houston a round of applause because I know the name of the game is Houston Strong.
Right.
And I know some proceeds are going to be donated to both communities, both Huntsville and the Prairie View / Waller community, and I'm excited for that. That's awesome. Game in general. Hey, how you feeling, man?
Look, am I excited? I'm excited for everything that this game represents in terms of Houston Strong, in terms of the hurricane that just happened in Houston, Harvey, and everything like that, and them coming together and creating this game, even though the game is already created, but for them to actually put that theme on top of the game,
that's beautiful.
That I'm excited about.
The actual game?
Yeah, the actual game itself. I don't
know what's.
Again, you're talking about the number 3 ranked team in the country in the FCS. Let's just go ahead and throw it out there. I mean, this game is not really designed for us to win. It's not set up for us to win. We are the obvious underdogs in this ball game.
You know what? You're so right.
What I will say.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I gotta hear.
Toni,
because
don't
whatever you say, I'm gonna ricochet and spin it around and go against you on this one.
Toni, don't put that. I don't like that question. I don't like that. I was hoping throughout this entire segment you weren't gonna ask me who's gonna win.
Who's gonna win?
Because you're making me choose between my school and the better team. And I don't like doing that.
What? That's great. I'm so happy you put that way.
I don't like choosing between my school and a better team.
And a better team. Ooh,
but
I'm gonna go for the underdogs. Underdogs always win.
What?
Underdogs always win.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They will.
I'm hoping like now have underdogs won in particular situations. Absolutely. For example, Howard. They were the underdogs this past weekend against UNLV. Yes. Not only were they the underdogs, they were a 45-point underdog team against UNLV.
Yeah.
Which means that game in itself was definitely set up for Howard to lose.
Yes.
And they pulled that victory off.
Amen.
Now that lets me know, okay, you still have to go out there and play. It's been a few games over this past weekend, particularly in NCAA, where teams have overcome some adversity. With Howard, they overcame that adversity of being a 45-point underdog team this past weekend. Texas A&M blew a 34-point lead against UCLA. UCLA came back and beat them.
That's what I was going to talk about, but you stole it from me.
No, I didn't steal nothing. This is outspoken. Speak your mind.
You outspoke it from my mind.
That may be our slogan. Outspoken, where we speak our minds.
I like that.
I don't know. That's corny. Now I thought about it.
It was a little corny, but I was just...
So you was about to play me just now.
I was.
Oh, wow, Toni.
Oh, man.
My goodness. So go ahead. So, what you think about it?
Okay, look. I'm a Texas A&M fan because I still want to go to Texas. Okay, listen. Before you make the face, I always wanted to go to Texas.
Let me wait. I want to spit my drink out. Okay, go ahead.
I'm a Texas A&M fan. But UCLA... Man, did they do that?
They did.
Did they do... This is what I give them. I give them a round of applause because, honestly, I did not see that coming.
Nobody saw that coming. I mean, again, you're up 34 points. And not only were you up 34 points, every time UCLA got on offense, you shut them down every single time.
Every time.
Coach Sumlin got out coached in that game against UCLA. UCLA found a way to protect their quarterback and it was game over from there.
That's wild.
My thing is, you keep running the ball. You don't stop running the ball. You got two guys, one in particular, Williams, who rushed for over 200 yards, and then Ford rushed for 100 yards. Nobody really threw the nobody from Texas A&M threw the ball in that game. Neither one of the quarterbacks. And you had the second quarterback, Mon, who's a true freshman, had to come in because the starting quarterback got hurt. But nonetheless, they weren't throwing the ball that entire game. You blow a 34-point lead when you're already on the hot seat of getting fired, and then you blow a 34-point lead. I wouldn't be surprised they call him up and say, "Look, man, you know what? Don't even bother coming back. Don't come in and pack your stuff up. Just go find another job. We'll send for your stuff. We'll send you your stuff."
Walk in the office and that pink slip is going to be so real.
But to go back to what we originally talked about with this game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody out there to
definitely come out and support your Panthers.
Please, you have to. I mean,
guys.
this not only is this game not only is this an important game, but this game's going to be broadcast on ESPN.
ESPN, Andre, like this is the real deal.
It is the real deal, which means we need y'all butts in them seats.
Exactly.
How is it going to look if we pan the camera around and it's an empty stadium?
I know I'm gonna be there.
And they trying to get games on TV.
Look, I'm telling all my line sisters, I'm telling all my friends, I'm telling everybody. The person who wanted to come to PV but didn't come to PV, I told them to come. Everybody's coming.
Speaking of line sisters, you got single line sisters out there? Not for me. I got some buddies in the back.
Buddies?
I got some buddies that's looking.
It is national. What is it? Take a AKA on a date month.
I saw that.
Yeah, it is take a AKA on a date month.
So how did? I'm glad you mentioned that. So
here we go.
Yeah, here we will go there. So how does this work? Do I get to do I walk into an AKA and I ask them out, introduce myself? So how is this process set up?
You gotta. Start singing.
What?
And do some like Boys to Men type stuff.
See, okay, here we go.
To them and then,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Then get on that one knee and be like, "Hey, I want to take your beautiful, pretty self out on a date."
Here we go. I'm glad you mentioned that foolery that you just said just now. We got about a half an hour left on the show here on Outspoken. I'm glad you mentioned that. So y'all want us as guys to fall on our knees and be this what I like to call fantasy guy that y'all like to see in these R&B videos and everything like that. You want us to look like Tyrese, dress like Tyrese. We gotta sing like Tank and fall on the. Why?
Right.
We don't require that from y'all.
You know what?
Why?
Because to me, guys, they don't require a lot. They really don't.
Exactly, because we're simple.
Exactly. Girls are very complex. When we want what we want, we want. Like, we want it then and we want it now.
There's a lot that we want. We won't try to stop doing a lot of stuff, but you won't do it, so we got to settle. So, okay. So, you mean to tell me I got to go back and tell my friends or whoever else that they got to. So, okay. So, let's say I'm walking down the street.
Okay.
And I see an AKA. Again, this is all under the take an AKA on the date month, right? Okay. September. So, I see an AKA that I feel like I may have a potential of talking to, or one that I want to talk to. I see her, she's walking down the street. She's by herself. You mean to tell me I need to come up with some spectacular way to ask you out on a date? I got to be this Tyrese of a man and sing like Trey songs to your behind.
More like Chris Brown.
Oh, my goodness. And ask you, why?
You know what? Honestly, if you want the reality, you really don't have to do all that. Girls are not as complex.
Tell me something. No, yeah, you are.
Okay, you are. Okay, all right. You got me.
Yeah, you are.
Then, okay. Lord. Okay, how am I going to put this? So, we're not that complex.
Yeah, you are.
You know what, Andre?
You're not doing it right. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Just say it.
Okay, this is what I want to tell you.
Complicated.
We are very
individuals.
Complicated. We are very complicated individuals, but at the end of the day, what is the world without women? Ask yourself that. If we weren't so complex and we weren't here on this earth, what would men do?
Well, I can't argue with that.
Exactly.
That's why that saying goes, can't live with you, can't live without you.
Exactly. Just make your woman happy. That's all that matters.
Is that why men cheat?
You know what?
Because it's like, look, I can't live without you, but I just can't live with you.
Wow. Man, cheating, that's a topic for a month away.
Might as well.
If we want to talk about cheating, how did we go from talking to football to cheating? It's crazy. It's amazing how things flip-flop. Okay, what perspective? I can't tell you from a man's perspective. I can tell you from a woman's perspective.
I can tell you from a man's perspective. My question is, how much time you got, and are you ready to hear it?
My question to you is, why, when it comes to men cheating, why do they don't think twice about it? You know, like, when it comes to girls cheating, like, not saying it's good. Let me say that first off. Cheating is not good. I do not recommend anybody to cheat on their spouse. Nobody. Don't do that. That's absolutely horrible. But when girls cheat, they cross their T's, they dot their I's, and they know every single zigzag in the game. Like, guys, they don't even know how to do any of that.
Well, and
FBI agents. Females are literally FBI agents. Like, we do this for a living. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Tumblr, Tinder. We know all that stuff. Like, we'll find out eventually from guys, but we'll find out when a guy's cheating. But guys, on the other hand, it takes them a long time to find out when their girl is cheating on them. Why is that, Andre? Please explain to me. Why are guys so simple?
Toni.
Question.
Toni. Let me break it down for you, okay? One, I do agree with you about women. Pretty much, just to summarize what you said, women are better at cheating than men.
Very much.
Because it's true. I am a guy here on Outspoken, and I will admit to the fact that, yes, women are better than men when it comes to cheating.
We delete threads.
You're right. Understand this. A guy, and listen to me closely, a guy can and will, matter of fact, a girl asked me this question yesterday. A guy can and will cheat on his girl that he loves. He has the capability of doing that. By nature, we're born creatures, and we have that ability. With women, it's more of an emotional thing. You know, you may tired of your dude, you may tired of him, you tired of putting up with his stuff. At this point, when women cheat, that means they're done. They've had enough. They're fed up. Guys, it don't have to be that way. It can be the total opposite, which is why we're so simple with it, which is why we're not as careful with it. Y'all are so careful with it because y'all don't plan on going back to y'all man when y'all do it. Guys, we're so careless with it because we plan on going back home and kissing our girl goodnight and going to sleep.
Ooh, I wish you would. I would fight you.
So at the end of the day, that's why we're so careless with it, because it's not, and this doesn't make it right, but it's not a big deal to us. What I mean by that is, it's just something different. You know, that's just not to say that who we cheat on you with, that doesn't mean that she was better than you. She was just something different.
Oh my Lord! Okay.
Because it's something different. Because as guys, sometimes guys just need something different.
Right.
Not necessarily something better, but just something different.
Thank you for your outspoken opinion.
That's really all that it is. Again, does it make it right? Does it make it wrong?
It doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it right at all.
And you know what, Toni? And I'm glad you brought this up, because I asked a girl this yesterday. And you know, women, y'all say y'all want honesty. Y'all say they just be honest with me up front. Don't go behind my back and sleep with that side piece and da-da-da. Okay, so do y'all really, and be honest with me, Toni, do y'all really just rather y'all boyfriends just come out and say it? Hey, babe, to be honest, it really just ain't working. I mean, I'm planning on cheating on you. I mean, but I'm just being honest with you up front because you don't like me going behind your back. So I'm just letting you know what I'm about to do ahead of time, because I don't want it to come back, or I don't want you to go through my phone and find some stuff, because it will be some stuff. So I just want to go ahead and just let you know beforehand. Can't y'all really handle that? Because y'all say y'all want the truth. Can you really handle that?
Me personally, yes. You telling me up front that, hey, this is not going to work, like, I'm not really feeling what's going on between us anymore. I think I'm gonna move on. I respect that. I respect that so much. I'm just like, look, I'm gonna be hurt, of course, but at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for you. You doing something nasty and grimy and dirty behind my back is another story now.
I think you
lose all respect.
I think you misheard me. Now, I didn't say I wanted to move on from you.
Okay.
I'm just about to cheat on you, but I'm letting you know ahead of time instead of going behind your back and you finding out about it later.
Okay. That's such a hard question.
Can you really handle that?
I think we can, but at the same time, I'm going to always say yes, because women are the strongest creatures. Shout out to Tori, because she was the one who really told me this. Like, women are sincerely the strongest creatures alive. Like, we can handle anything you throw at us. We're going to be heartbroken. Yeah, you're going to go cheat on me. Doesn't mean I'm going to be, okay, go babe. Go cheat on me. I'll be right here waiting for you. Okay, I love you. Like, we're not gonna do that.
So you admit to the fact that that's not gonna be a pleasant conversation.
No, it's not gonna be a pleasant conversation at all.
What you think would be the end result of that conversation?
Oh man, there's multiple options. You ever seen that show, How to Be a Millionaire? And at the end, like at the bottom, it has different options. That A, kick him in the face. B, still kick him in the face.
All right.
Like, honestly, it's not gonna end well.
So out of those options, since you're throwing options out there now, what are my options? What would happen to me?
So a lot of girls are physical, so they'll probably either hit you.
Very.
No, don't do this to me. So yes, option, you'll probably get hit, kicked, punched, something. Second option, the girl's probably gonna cry. Third option is the girl's gonna be in shock. Like, is this really happening? And then the fourth option is the girl's gonna be like, oh, I don't care because I'm cheating on you. Like, that's really the fourth option.
Out of all those options that you just list, take a guess of which one as a dude will hurt us the most.
Probably, okay, I'm cheating on you too.
Yeah, that one hurts the most.
I figured.
I'd rather you punch me, you kick me, you scratch me, you even throw a brick through my window.
Wow.
Fine.
You're my cinnamon apple.
I can handle those. But you come back and tell me, well, I was cheating on you anyway.
Ooh. That would burn. As a female, we'd be like, okay, but as a man, I would feel like that would sincerely hurt.
Because I tell you what, and this is going out to dudes. I mean, I understand that, we have to start realizing the way that we're treating women. We need to start treating them the way that we're treating them. Right. Because I'll tell you one thing, when it happens to you, it is not the same feeling. Oh, it hurts. See, as dudes, we go out there and we cheat on women, and we just, we just play with their emotions and their feelings as if everything is all good. But when it happens to you, oh man, you ready to head for the hills. It's bad. Yeah. It's very bad. But going back to what were you saying? You mentioned the physical. Let's go ahead and just break this down, Toni. Let's clear the air as far as this physical, because we just finished talking about earlier in the part of the show about Ezekiel Elliott and the whole domestic violence situation.
Brought that around.
Understand this. I'm not saying that if in fact Zeke did hit her, I'm not saying that makes it right for him hitting her.
I think I know what you're going to say.
But I've never seen a quiet girl get choked. At the end of the day, and I know as guys, okay, if you hit us 9 times, actually 10 times out of 10, we're naturally stronger than you. Yeah. So if I hit you, it's going to hurt you a whole lot worse. But understand this. Even just as a person, just take the whole man and woman thing out of the equation. Just as a person, when someone hits you, or when someone even gets in your personal space, like your face or whatever, they put their hands on you, your natural reaction is to do what?
It's to hit them back.
It's to raise your hand. Yeah. You be walking outside in your car and a gnat fly by your face. You put your hands in the way like what was that? You swatted all that away. So your natural reaction is to raise your hand. Now again, I'm not here advocating for domestic violence. I'm not here advocating for the fact that it's okay for a guy to put his hands on a woman. But ladies, do understand this. If you put your hands on a man, all I'm saying is just be ready for it. Understand what you're getting yourself into. The one thing I hate a woman that dares a man to hit him for 5 hours, then act surprised when he do it. I can't stand that. You know that type of woman.
Yeah,
whatever. Hit me. You ain't going to do nothing. Whatever. Or you little skillet. You know what I'm saying? Calling him all kinds of names and everything like that. Then he finally put his hands on you. Oh, my God. He crazy. I'm going to call the cops. You was all big and bad before.
Andre, I can't sit here and talk about this with you.
All I'm saying is this. Just understand, ladies, you can call us any kind of names. You can talk about my mama. You can even talk about my pride. Talk about it last night. You look whatever. Whatever you want to bring up that may hurt me, because as women, to be honest, words, y'all know how to push a man's buttons with words.
You know how to do that.
Y'all know what words to say to push our buttons. All I'm saying is use that.
Yeah.
Don't put your hands on a man.
I agree.
Because I'm telling you what's gonna happen next, and it's not gonna be a pretty sight.
No.
It's
You're
just
so right.
It's just not.
Oh my gosh, you're so right, because I remember I heard of this incident one time of not a man abusing his wife, but a wife abusing her husband. And when he got tired of it eventually, and he was just like, he hit her, basically. More or less the story, he hit her back.
Like, and then I can tell where the story's going. Yeah.
She when it happened, she was so shocked, but at the same time, she was abusing her husband. So it's like a double standard, really. It's a huge double standard.
It's a big.
Because then the men are they're the ones, they're the criminals. The women are always,
They always buy your story, basically, no matter what. There's no hope for us. No. In that situation, from that story, I feel like the advice I would give him is, and it's very simple, just leave. As a guy, the message I would give them is.
He's still with her?
Oh, no. I'm talking just that story that story that you gave me just now.
Oh, yeah. It's like, boy, you better check those deuces up. And
no, he's a fool. He's a fool if he does that. Her crazy behind. She's even said with words, I am trying to ruin your career, which is another reason why I think this is just one big old mess.
This is a sham.
And it's crazy.
It's a sham.
But back to what you were saying with that story, the advice I would give him is just leave. Right. And it's very simple, but yet that's the type of method that I like to use. I'm gonna just be honest right now. I'm a leave type of guy. I will.
Don't sit there and stay for that.
I am the first person to admit, before I let stuff just get completely out of hand, I'll exclude myself from the equation. I'll leave, whether I'm at your house or whether I'm at my. Well, no, I ain't leaving my house. You got to go. But if I'm at your, I just thought about that now. But if I'm in your apartment or whatever, and I can tell that we having a real heated argument, and I can foresee where this argument is finna lead to, okay, I'm out. I'm gone. I'll leave, because I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want that to happen. So I'll leave. I've always been taught that, look, you can always walk away. Walking away doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't make you none of that. You can walk away from the equation.
You really can.
So that
sometimes 2 + 2 can equal 5.
Because for some reason, and I'll just admit this, Toni, and you probably might not agree with me, but
go ahead and say
in the argument, the reason, I'll just say this, guys, don't argue with women because you won't win. The reason why you won't win is because, guys, we have a knack for trying to make sense whenever we argue.
You're not going in the right direction with this. We have
oh no,
like 7 minutes left.
Oh no, it's the right direction.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, whenever we argue with y'all as women, it's gonna never be in our favor because we always have a knack of trying to make sense in our argument. What that means is 90% of the time, y'all not making logically sense.
You know what?
Whenever
I told you weren't going in the right direction.
Whenever y'all want to argue with us, but so that's why I say we'll never win an argument. Let me ask you this, Toni. When you arguing with your, do you and your boyfriend argue?
Yes, we're actually arguing right now. He's actually at rugby practice.
He's a rugby player.
He's a rugby player.
Oh wow! Okay,
yeah, so he's a rugby player.
Tough cookie.
He is very one tough, and man, I feel like a hypocrite because we play fight. We do play fight, but sometimes, like one time, he like pushed me really hard, and I wasn't with that, and I started hitting him.
Oh.
So maybe That's
yeah.
Anyway,
there it is.
Let's forget about that. But yes, me and my boyfriend we do argue.
Okay, so and I'm not sure if he does this or have done this before in y'all arguments, but when the guy and the girl is arguing, right? Ask me this: as a woman, even if this were to happen, even if it hasn't happened yet, but as a woman, if you and your boyfriend are arguing, and I know where he just gets quiet, or he just goes, "Okay, you right."
Oh,
you right.
He's done it before. It pisses me off.
There we go.
It makes me so mad.
And why?
Because you're supposed to sit here and argue back with me. I'm not. No.
Here we go, Toni. Guys do not like to argue.
No, they don't, but girls love it.
No.
The after effect is the best part.
Understand this. We do not like to argue. We just don't. That's not in our nature to argue with y'all.
I understand. It makes me upset. But if he said, like, honestly, today when we were arguing, he was just like, okay. I got so quiet and I got so heated. And I was just like, I'm going to my room. Because honestly, what can you say to an okay? You can't be like, no. Because he just said okay. So you don't want to make yourself look stupid. So all you have to do is just be like, fine.
You know why, guys?
Walk away.
You know why we do that?
Please explain to me, because I'm gonna start doing it.
No, you can't do that. This is only us as guys that we have perfected to a T. The reason why we do that is because women, just be honest, y'all always like to have the last word.
Ooh, swear to God.
Y'all have to.
Yes, sir.
And if we continue to climb that mountain of y'all as far as arguing, nothing's ever going to get settled because y'all have to have the last word. That's why we say
now. Silly.
Now, on one half, we may be saying, "Okay, you're right." Maybe just to piss y'all off because it does piss y'all off.
Does it?
But on the other hand, we're really saying that because, truth be told, we're really tired of arguing with y'all. We really don't care. We really don't care about being right. At least I don't. I could care less. So but that's the main reason why we did that. But Andre Davis here with Toni Hall.
Can we talk about one more thing?
On Outspoken. What you got for me?
Gas prices.
Gas prices. That was actually on the list. I know we was going to get to it.
I just filled up my car. I know we're probably out of time. I just want to make this
we good. Go ahead.
I filled up my car before the storm, and I paid $197. After the storm, I go and try to fill my car up again, and next thing you know, I'm paying $245.
Lord bless
I just need America to get together because gas is still expensive, and your girl's on half a tank.
Well, what kind of car you drive?
I have a 2007 Buick Rendezvous. If you see me, don't come for me.
Why you say that?
Described my car like that. I didn't see the color. So
I'm about to say because that title, that
Buick Rendezvous.
It was a nice title.
I know it sounds like a beautiful car, but it's a mom car. I drive like people say it's a minivan, but it's not. But anyway, I think my engine is a V6 or V8.
Lord, I don't even know my engine.
I know. See, I know a little bit more. See, girls know stuff about cars, okay?
Only girls that know stuff about cars are the ones that grew up with their dad and had them out there changing oils on Saturday afternoons.
JK, then I know nothing about cars. My dad was dropping me off at the nail shop. Okay, girl.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Have a great day. Wow, I just wanted us to bring up gas prices.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up gas prices because I have a 2009 Honda Civic. Now, Hondas are excellent on gas.
I need to get a Honda.
They really are. I have been enjoying my Honda for 2 years, for going on to 2 years now. So, and they're real good on gas mileage. But even now, with the situation that we have with gas prices, even us as Hondas are suffering. I'm about to go back.
Honda users.
I'm about to go back to riding bikes. I'm about to look. That's one thing about gas prices. High gas prices make you cancel your plans that you had at first.
Honestly,
unless we can carpool, you only go down the street now.
Right.
You ain't going across town no more.
No more.
Look, when gas was like 190, 192, maybe low 180s, 189, you can afford to go about at least 20.
I go to Cypress.
20 something. Yeah, exactly. About 20 something miles down the road a little bit. Now, 245?
Bro.
Stay in my butt in the crib.
I won't even make it to Brookside. To be honest. I'll make it to the welcome to Prairie View A&M University sign.
Look, I tell you what, and let gas keep going up. I'll pull out my old scooter.
Right.
I'll go to the store.
Whatchamacallit? What's it? The electrical scooters?
The one that I had, have you seen them? You saw the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing?
Yeah.
That old movie? That little scooter that Nick Cannon was riding on? I got one of those.
Oh, you're lame.
Hey, don't come for me.
Bro, those are clutch, though. We used to have little scooters.
I ain't got it no more.
You probably do. It's okay. Don't be ashamed.
It's in the store somewhere. But I ain't
still have it. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah, I still got it. It's a collector's item.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You can pawn it and get some money. It's antique now.
I had a mini motorcycle too. I had all the little gadgets.
Gadget man.
I had all the little gadgets.
Gadget man. All men are gadget men.
All men?
All men.
You think so?
I think so.
You didn't know I was a gadget man until just now.
No.
How'd you come up with that?
My dad's
a
a
gadget
conclusion?
Man.
My dad's a gadget man. My boyfriend's a gadget man. My uncle's a gadget man. I just figured all men are gadgets. Y'all like little trinkets and stuff.
Trinkets? Oh, wow. That's a very interesting word.
I know.
to categorize that, trinkets. Well, I tell you what, we have ran out of time on today's show. We're gonna open with trinkets.
Trinkets
The next time. Matter of fact, let me write that down.
I need to actually really look up that definition.
Yeah, because don't think you're getting away with that word. We're gonna, as far as us as men.
You said a word too,
trinkets.
and I was just laughing.
What did I say?
I forgot. It was almost like bamboozled, but it wasn't bamboozled. Like you were like, I am appalled or something.
Well, anyways, we want to definitely thank all of our listeners out there for joining us on today's show. Again, you were tuned into Outspoken, a platform that we like to use to speak out. We would let this platform be for students to speak out any issues and concerns that they're dealing with for the university or just as a young individual as a whole. Also, I know this is our debut show, a couple of things that we didn't get a chance to put into play, but coming up, we will have a segment called Ask Toni and Ask Dre.
I have been looking forward to this all my life.
And that is a segment where you get to email us any type of problems or situations that you're going through. It doesn't even have to be affiliated with Prairie View, and along with Toni and myself, we'll talk about it. We'll read your stories unanimously. We won't call out any names unless it's with your consent. And we'll read your situation, and Toni and myself will come up with some type of advice or anything that we can do to help you out with your situation.
Right.
Also, we will be on
social media
platforms. Miss Toni, I told us I'm gonna let you orchestrate that because you're more social media savvy with that than I am. I guess that's why you call me an old man.
You are very much an old man. You're only like a year or two older than me. You're an old man. Right now, social media is under construction. Next time we come on air, I will have the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I will have everything so you guys can follow, send stuff. So if you also want to ask questions, you can send us stuff on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Right.
Be on the lookout, you guys.
And for the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram at Mr. Andre Davis, everything together, all lowercase. And you can follow me on Twitter at, what's my Twitter name?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay. Now, again, it's at that_man_Dre.
That man, Dre?
At that man, Dre.
Oh, at that man, Dre.
It's the Twitter name that I came up with in high school. Don't make fun of me, and I haven't changed it since.
I can tell. Well, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I would greatly appreciate it, and I do follow back. So my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, it's all actually no. My Instagram and my Twitter are TMH830. One more time, T as in Tony, M as in monster, H as in Hall, and then 830. And my Snapchat is Glasses and Puff. Because I'm natural and I wear glasses.
Glasses and Puff.
Look at it, Glasses and Puff. Do you see it? Because I see it.
I do see it. You something else. And boy, oh man. First we got trinkets. Now Glasses and Puff. We're going to have a hot show coming for you next week.
It's going to be so funny.
But again, thank you all for listening to us. Again, this has been Outspoken. We'll see you when we see you.
Bye, y'all.